Steve, it takes guts to drop out like you did.
Higher education comes at the expense of experience.
Boss!
What are you working on?
It's a computer terminal that hooks up to the TV for the display. Steve? Wow. These are state of the art. Nobody's making anything like this.
All right, okay.
Welcome to Apple Computer.
Is this everything?
Startup.
I think we should start with around 90 grand.
Could you repeat that?
If you'll have me aboard.
Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT.
Apple Incorporated went public this morning.
Chasing dreams since I was 14. Y'all can't stop me.
We gotta make the small things unforgettable.
Typeface isn't a pressing issue.
Get out. He's trying to start a war with IBM.
Steve's been doing the impossible ever since he was in a garage.
I'm trying to build an Apple, and they're taking it away from me.
If you keep heading down this path, I will not protect you. It's a blatant ripoff.
I'm gonna sue you for every cent!
You are your own worst enemy.
The board is unanimous. Steve will no longer be involved in this company.
10 years after Steve Jobs' departure, the future of Apple Computer is in jeopardy.
In life, you only get to do so many things.
We're gonna make Apple cool again.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
If we're gonna do this thing, we need to come up with a name. Apple. That is so much better than phaser beam computers.
You know, I have to say I'm surprised at how much I like this. Of course, this film has very low expectations. First and foremost because it stars Ashton Kutcher as Steve Jobs, which, I don't know. I mean, like, I think he doesn't look anything like Steve Jobs, so I just think that's, like, odd casting, and also, obviously, Ashton Kutcher brings no cachet to the project, but actually a huge hurdle. However, to Ashton Kutcher's credit, it looks like from this trailer, at least, that he's trying really hard. I mean, is that enough for a movie? And at the end of the day, probably not. I don't know. And I just don't know even if Ashton Kutcher tries his hardest, that it would be enough. But still, I mean, kudos to him for taking this obviously very seriously. As a lot of people know, Ashton Kutcher is very involved in the internet world, so it seems to be that this isn't just like a vanity project to him, or something where he's like, oh, this will raise my profile. I mean, obviously that factors into it, but clearly I think he understands the importance of the role he's playing and of the person he's depicting. So I think that I could maybe perhaps in some ways embrace Ashton Kutcher's performance based on what I'm seeing in this trailer. I will say though, I know the guy who's playing Steve Wozniak, Josh Glad, I know he was in the Book of Mormon, but I really so far, I haven't seen him in that musical, but everything else I've seen him in, I actually really kind of find him very irritating as an actor. He's the voice of that snowman in the Frozen teaser trailer. And he had like a really short-lived sitcom where he was the son of the president on one of the networks. And I just feel he's like almost to some degree nails on a chalkboard to me at this point. And so so again, casting, not great. But if you see beyond the first two actors, this film has a decent cast, and it shows you what money can buy, because one of the most fascinating things about this movie is that it's not a product of the Hollywood system. They're very good at making these biographies, kind of putting them together with top talent. This is made outside of that. This is financed by an American mogul who owns a lot of different outlets. He's one, a classic American success story, finding success in an area you wouldn't normally think of. It's kind of like Beverly, Down and Out in Beverly Hills with Richard Dreyfuss, and he made all of his money off of hangers. So I think this basically, he took the money and he decided to make this movie himself. And I think also, to some degree, Hollywood, therefore, is a little bit against it. So I would take that into account when looking at coverage of this movie, because they are kind of like, they don't like something being made kind of without their putting their 2 cents in, or at the very least. So, but as you can see, a number of actors have no problem taking the money and working on this film. And then also, as for the film itself, I'm impressed not only with the way this trailer is put together. It seems very professional. I like the energy of it, but I'm really happy that they're showing the real Steve Jobs. I mean, I think it would have been easy and really, you know, careless and sloppy to just show Steve Jobs as this wonderful genius who just did everything great. But the truth is, he was a very flawed individual. And as you can see, even from the trailer, you know, he has kids that he doesn't pay any attention to, and a lot of his own personal problems. And to that degree, you're going to see this movie, I think, compared a little bit to The Social Network, which also talked about a very brilliant but yet difficult to get along with tech entrepreneur. But, you know, Ashton Kutcher, you know, I don't know why he would want to compete with Jesse Eisenberg. So that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, so I'm really thrown by this trailer. I expected to laugh at this movie, but I'm actually instead somewhat intrigued. And I find myself, because I'm a fan of underdogs, somewhat rooting for it. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's such an interesting topic that affects so many people's lives that it'll be interesting to see if people will go to the theater to check it out instead of waiting for rental or on demand. So what do you think? Are you surprised? Do you not know quite what to make of this movie anymore that a lot of us had originally written off? Write your thoughts down below. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Trailer for trailers like this, and also quick snapshot reviews. Thanks for watching. Bye.